Hi guys, welcome to another video session. In this video session I'm going to show you how to learn test automation right way. So everyone is trying to learn test automation and transform themselves. Manual testers who have done manual testing wants to learn test automation to take the career challenge. So in this short video session, I'm going to tell you how to transform yourself to a test automation engineer and how to learn test automation. Let's see how we can learn test automation in the right way. First of all, test automation is based on a scripting language or a computer language that we learn in our tertiary education. So there are many languages that we can choose upon. So you can choose upon Java as a language because it's open source and free and it's available anywhere, and there are so many tutorials for you all to learn. Then we can choose Ruby, which is much faster language than Java. Ruby libraries are available, but Java is extensively used. That's why Java has become number one still. Then we can go on to Python. There are so many Python libraries that you can use for test automation. There are so many web UI libraries. There is a Selenium implementation, and also there are Python libraries for web services, Python libraries for desktop automation, so you can experience them. Then you can come for .NET C#. You can use Selenium in .NET, but if you know Java, it's very easy to transform yourself into .NET. So when for example, let's take that we want to learn Java. What are the things that we have to learn? You have to learn writing a basic Java program. Then you have to learn about looping, if decision statements, switch statements, and also methods, how to pass parameters, how to return values from variables, and you have to learn about arrays, list, hash maps. So these are the things that you have to learn. Then learn about object-oriented concepts, the OOP concepts, like multiple inheritance, method overloading, overriding, abstract classes. So these are the things that you have to learn, the object-oriented concepts, because they come in handy when you try to create automation frameworks and script test automation scenarios using Java or any other programming languages. Maven and library integration. These are important things. You guys should learn about Maven when you are using Java, because you have to basically download and you have to work with multiple Java libraries if you are using with Java. Say if we want to automate web services, we should have the knowledge to import the REST assured Java files or UniREST Java files. If we want to automate desktop applications, how we can integrate these Java files, Vimium Java files. So these things you should learn, and how to integrate the libraries and make a great test automation framework. The next one is, what is the foundation that I should learn? Straight away, by knowing a language, you should not go to a tool. Then you don't have a foundation, all your pillars will fall down if you don't have a foundation. So learn about the basics of test automation. What is test automation? Why test automation is used for a project? To reduce the amount of effort on manual testing, to deliver the product easily, to cut down the testing cost, the testing time. So those things you have to learn. So it's very important to know the foundations, learn the basics. Then why do we test automate a project? So you have to know the reasons behind automating a project. Okay, why we test automate? It's like, okay, to reduce the cost, reduce the amount of time, we automate a project. So the criteria we consider when we are trying to automate a project: first is the skill of the people, then the technology platform, whether this technology platform allows the automation to be carried out, whether there are tools which will allow us to carry out this automation process. And we have to learn the duration of the project. If the project is less in duration, like 3 months, 2 months project, we are not going to automate it. And also you should know there should be multiple release cycles in the project which allows us to look at the automation perspective in a project. If there are multiple release cycles, we can do a maximum more number of automation execution. So that is where we get a high return on our automation investments. So then also we do a proof of concept. Before embarking on test automation, we had to look at look at the application, whether what are the UIs it has, what are the areas, whether it's a web service application, whether it has web UIs, then whether it has a mobile part. So we had to look at the current application, and also we had to look at the current test cases. Then also we had to look at the skills as mentioned in the above criteria selection also. So we had to look at these areas before we embark on automation. We had to look at the test cases, whether they are perfect, whether there are missing steps, whether we had to go back to the business analyst, or we had to go to the customer. So all these things we should look at in the proof of concept. Then we had to look at the tool. We had to take 2 or 3 or 4 tools which matches those automation what we have investigated. We have to take 2 or 3 tools, and we have to check in terms of criteria like the cost of licensing, then the availability of the community, availability of the libraries. We had to look into these 4 or 5 tools that we take, and we had to select the best tool for it. There is no way we go back and say to the customer, we came up with a bad proof of concept, we came up with a bad tools, and we did a bad framework. So you cannot screw it up. So you have to be positive on it, we have to be confident on it. So that is where a good proof of concept should come. Next is what are the automation tools that we can learn? Selenium is number 1. It's treated as the godfather of automation, yes, but Selenium has certain limitation. It doesn't provide mobile perspective. It does hand in hand when you are trying to automate through mobile. It goes hand in hand with Appium. It's the sister tool of Selenium. So then the other one is, if Selenium doesn't support web services, so you have to use REST Assured and UniREST when you are using Java, or REST Sharp when you are using .NET. So then the other one is, first of all, learn Selenium. When you are learning Selenium, try to learn from A, that is doing a basic script on Selenium. B, try to learn data-driven automation if you are doing Java using Apache POI. Then the third one is try to use a page object model, page factory model. Learn about that because you are promoting reusability in your framework. Then the other one is the reporting capability. Try to learn about TestNG reporting, but do not stick to it. Go to Aloo reporting, Vigo reporting, and Extent reporting. These are frameworks, so study about this, how you can integrate. Then you have to learn about Maven, how you can use a Maven in your automation framework with Selenium. You cannot just download the libraries and you cannot just integrate that libraries. You have to do a Maven kind of integration there, so that your framework that you are doing with Selenium is easily portable. So these are the things that you have to learn. And also CI integration part, you have to learn Jenkins integration, TeamCity integration. So these things you have to learn when you are learning Selenium. Number 1, basic script. Number 2, Apache POI data integration part. Then the third one is reporting capability. Fourth one, you have to know about reusability with page factory module, page object model. Then the next one is learn about web services automation, because web services automation is the basic foundation of an application, because every UI is based on nowadays with web services, request and response. Then it renders into the UI, so it is embedded to the UI. So the basic foundation is REST Assured. So you have to learn about REST Assured. And also UniREST is another lightweight framework. You can learn about it. There is a Java implementation. So I have done several videos on this REST Assured and UniREST. Then learn about Appium, because mobility is there. Mobility applications are growing. People want their applications to be in their mobile devices. So companies are forced to do mobility applications, websites are responsive, so you have to learn about APM technology, APM test automation. So learn about these things on learn about APM Studio, the community version. So there are a lot of things you can do, and then comes the Catalone Studio, which is also one 3-in-1 tool where you can do web UI, web services, mobile. So learn about Catalone Studio. There are several videos that I have done in Global Technical QA. So then comes another fantastic framework built on Python, but you can install it on Windows, and you can learn web UI automation, web services automation, desktop automation also, and also mobile. Then move into codeless automation tools like Testteam.io and Leap Test. These are commercial tools, but try to learn commercial tools or using the trial period. So more you learn the tools, more you are better off, more you are a full stack automation engineer. Then comes developing your framework. So you know about the tools, you know about the language, okay, you know about the language, you know about the basics, you know about a tool, and you have known about POC. Now it comes to for you to develop good automation frameworks: reusability, configurability, extendability, scalability, and reportability. Reusability is using common functions, page object models, page factory models, and promoting reusable. Your functions, your pages should be reusable in multiple test scenarios. So you have to learn about these things. Configurability is where you have to run your automation framework in several environments like dev, QA, pre-production, and production. So you have to make this data configurable, and you have to write data-driven scripts. So configurability is what most important. So you have to use configurability by importing or having data in Excel file or JSON files or TXT files. So learn about this, how these integrations can be done. Then extendability, your framework should be you cannot maintain 3 or 4 frameworks for web services, mobility, and web UI. So you should have all this in one automation framework, and you can have Maven based development, so you can easily plug in libraries, or you can use NuGet package in .NET. So you have to have it in extendable. Scalability is your automation framework should be global, and it should be scalable to all the projects. Reportability is your managers should need reports, your stakeholders need reports about your automation, health of the automation execution. So you have to have reportability. So you can study about ALU reporting, Vigo reporting, Extend reporting, ATU reporting. And viability, bring automation frameworks which are viable to the organization. Don't come with spaceships which can go to even Mars, because that we cannot do. You have to develop a rocket which can if you want to go to the moon, you should be able to develop a rocket which should go to moon. But think about the future, try to develop something new, try to integrate something new, think about the future. Say, do not implement just automation framework to automate the web UI, but there will be future needs to automate web services, automate mobility. So you should keep these in mind and develop automation frameworks. So what is the future? Integration matters. You cannot achieve everything with one automation tool. They are not perfect, there are limitations. I have experienced this a lot, but do not try to move away, evade from those automation tools. You should take this automation tool, integrate with other libraries, and make use of these libraries, and try to make the best use of these automation tools. If you have a limitation, it doesn't provide mobility, try to integrate with another tool. If you have automation tool and it doesn't provide web services, try to integrate with another tool, another library. This is how you do, this is how best architects work. Then look at other new areas, blockchain and chat box also. These things are coming new, and you can use automation. And also look at automation in AI, where the Evans IQ has been implemented. Look at how Automable has been implemented, where they are trying to achieve the artificial intelligence aspect of test automation. So this is the video that I am going to give you heads up on test automation for those who are going to start. So let's come up with the next video soon, what we had to learn in Selenium if we want to be an expert in Selenium. Thanks guys. If you like this post, please put a like in the LinkedIn. Thanks.